Itu sih dulu. Sekarang enggak lah. Karena mau tidur, aku selalu pakai red jelly. Jangan tunggu penuaan dini menghampiri kamu ya.
Bagiku, saat ini jarak bukanlah masalah. Karena bersama JNE Express, aku tetap bisa berbagi kebahagiaan dengan keluarga.
I can express myself without limitation. It's a matter of taste. Enjoy the sensation and vibration.
Golden Wisdom by Ivan Gunawan Kosmetik.
Indonesia, with its diversity, is a testament of beauty. With enchanted magnificence of natural resource and culture. A masterpiece that delivers luxury and artistry. And it all comes together to a great feeling of pride and glory in the beauty of our nation. Because whoever we are precious.
Menjadi public figure membuat saya memberikan ekstra perhatian dalam menjaga penampilan. Gigi menjadi salah satu hal yang penting untuk saya jaga. Dengan veneer dari Dr. Devia yang saya pakai selama 10 tahun, saya selalu percaya diri dan yakin dalam melakukan aktivitas saya. Veneer cantik dan tahan lama, percayakan hanya di Devia Dental Clinic.
Ribuan orang sudah mengkonsumsi hair oil dan memberikan bukti.
Ini foto Gita di tahun 2021 dan ini foto Gita di tahun 2022. Dalam 6 bulan kita berhasil menurunkan berat badan 20 kilo.
By the way, I'm so happy, aku udah turun 2 kilo. Jadi pagi sama malam aku minum Harslin supaya aku udah gak ada makan malam lagi.
Kalau yang lain sudah berhasil, kapan giliranmu?
Harwell, lose weight, don't wait.
Sroja is a symbol of fearless, dazzling, and enchanting. The truly elegance that symbolize versatile of fashion styles. Check out our newest scarf collection. Scarf up your persona, styling up with Sroja.
Vitalis Eau de Royal Her Majesty, Mahakarya Alexander Frail International Master Perfumer dengan bahan pilihan berkualitas. Vitalis Eau de Royal Her Majesty,
spesial untuk Her Majesty.
Parfum mewah dan tahan lama. Feel like a queen every day. Baru Vitalis Eau de Royal Her Majesty.
Easy ride ya Pak?
Baik Ibu.
Pagi Pak, saya pengemudi Bluebird. Sudah sampai di titik jemput.
Oke, tunggu sebentar ya Pak.
SICC Siloam Hospital Semanggi menghadirkan fasilitas kesehatan berkualitas tinggi dengan pengalaman lebih dari 10 tahun. Kami bekerja sama dengan dokter-dokter terbaik. Kami hadir menjawab kebutuhan Anda karena kesehatan Anda adalah prioritas utama kami.
Brought to you by Nangam Brand, the MGI Fashion and Accessories, Miss Grand Perfume, presented by MS Group. Welcome to the one and only of the most renowned international beauty pageant, Miss Grand International 2022 National Costume Competition. From the Sentul International Convention Center, Jakarta, Indonesia.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the National Costume Competition Miss Grand International 2022 10th Anniversary, live from the Sentul International Convention Center, Jakarta, Indonesia. I'm Lise Garcia, Miss Grand International 2014, and I'm so happy to be your host tonight. Today, we celebrate each contestant's country of origin by celebrating the National Costume Competition. The 68 contestants will express their national identity with a costume associated with their geographic area and celebrating their culture in colorful and extravagant ways. The results of the Best National Costume Award will be announced at the Miss Grand International 2022 Grand Show on October 25th. All of you can participate in the judging of this competition, so please stay connected to our online platforms of Miss Grand International to see the rules and instructions for the scoring after the show. Before the show starts, I would love to introduce our most special guests. First, Janely Chaparro, Miss Grand International 2013. Ariska Putri Pertiwi, Miss Grand International 2016. Clara Sosa, Miss Grand International 2018. Valentina Figuera, Miss Grand International 2019. Abina Akuabapia, Miss Grand International 2020. And our reigning Queen Tien, Miss Grand International 2021. We'd also like to include Maharani Kemala, founder of MS Glow. Dr. Devia Linda. Miss Teresa Chavisut, Vice President of the Miss Grand International Organization. Ivan Gunawan, founder of Dunia Mega Bintang Foundation. And Nawat Itzorak Raisi, the President of the Miss Grand International Organization. And now, are you ready to meet all the ladies in their wonderful national costumes? Well, let's get started with our grand experiences.
Grand Angola. Message of Peace. The message of peace is a guardian, imbued with the spirit of tranquility, promoting the peaceful resolution of problems between peoples and countries, and an end of the wars. For the messenger, peace is important. It connects people and brings harmony to the world. A world at peace. A world of happiness, and together we can be better and prosper. What she's wearing is an attire of peace, charged with conscience and spirit. She asked for peace and an end of the war and conflicts between countries and nations. Miss Grand Angola. Miss Grand Argentina. The national costume is inspired by a tanguera, an Argentinian tango dancer. Tango is traditional Argentinian dance that for many years was only for men. But from the 21st century, and thanks to the brave women of that time who fight for the inclusion, today is dancing, singing, and enjoying all genres. Miss Grand Argentina. Miss Grand Australia. The pink Pikachu is one of Australia's most iconic and magnificent birds. The cockatoo represents power to guide through darkness, commitment to partnerships, and the importance of the safety of one's group. This beautiful bird also represents humor, as they are known to be very social, cheeky, and loud. This stunning costume was made here in Indonesia. The bright colors reflects the bird's natural stunning features. The sparkles represent the joy and personality of the bird, and the elements of Australian nature represent the beauty of this bird's home. Miss Grand Australia. Miss Grand Bangladesh. A young nation born through revolution, inspired by the unstoppable desire for freedom and ability to embrace culture that is the ethereal beauty of Bangladesh. The fabric has literally positioned Bangladesh as the global leader of Jamdani fabric. Bangladesh became a world leader in garments trades only at 50 years old. Taifa is the country's success and the true example of ending the war and violence to achieve independence and become a country loved for their fight for peace and garment success. Joy Bangala, Miss Grand Bangladesh. Miss Grand Belarus. The Belarusian national costume is a modern interpretation, is made of natural fabrics. The main color is the classic white, which is a symbol of purity and chastity. According to popular legend, it is thanks to this prevailing tone that the Belarusian got their direct name as a nation. The swan is a symbol of rebirth, purity, chastity, nobility, wisdom, and prophetic abilities. The outfit is framed with color Belarusian ornaments. The patterns are embroidered with a red thread on a white fabric. Patterns on the peasants' clothing are not only an ornament, but also a kind of magical spell, a protective amulet, a talisman. Miss Grand Belarus. Miss Grand Belgium. The golden bird of Belgium, or better known as the canary. This bird is kept as a pet in Belgium and was a very precious animal in the 15th century. It could only be kept by monks or kings. Kings gave this bird as a gift to their fellow princes as a sign of appreciation. The canary is characterized by its full golden color and can sing beautifully, which is why it is so popular these days. You can also find the canary in our flag, gold of wealth like the canary. Miss Grand Belgium. Miss Grand Bolivia. The most legendary silver mine of the world was discovered in Bolivia by a humble pastor named Diego Qualpac. Legend has it that the Inca Guayana Capac baptized the Cerro Rico de Potosi as the Shuma Oroco, which is the emblematic symbol of Bolivia's natural wealth. The city of Potosi then became the place that contributed the most of the wealth of humanity with the precious mineral of silver. This mineral was called the Miracle of the Virgin, or of our Mother Earth, Pachamama. The legend is embodied and materialized in a black dress in blaze. The meaning of the earth, it is painted and made by Bolivian hands. Miss Grand Bolivia. Miss Grand Brazil. In 1829, when the second Empress of Brazil met the Emperor and her husband, her beauty was such that he fainted. After his husband and daughter died of tuberculosis, she founded a hospital to treat the disease, which still exists, and fully dedicated her life to charity. The Order of the Rose was created in her honor and is awarded to Brazilians who did a meaningful action for their country. A designer celebrates a symbol of beauty, loyalty, and kindness, and 200 years of Brazil's independence. Miss Grand Brazil. Miss Grand Cambodia. Northern Sen Monorom Coffee Costume. Northeastern Sen Monorom Coffee Costume. It was made to present Cambodia's provinces of northeastern region, which is rich in coffee plantation and famous for its best tasting coffee in Cambodia. The ornament in the image of a bull, which is the rare and endangered animal, is the symbol of Cambodia. This rarely seen bull can only be found in the northeastern provinces of Cambodia. Our goal of using this animal as our costume's inspiration is to showcase the rare resources that Cambodia possesses and to display our national heritage and identity to the world. Miss Grand Cambodia. Miss Grand Canada. Canadian Jaybird, also known as the Grey Jay, is the iconic bird of Canada. It was pale gray underpants, darker gray underparts, and gray-white head. This costume is crafted from handmade look, a light feather, and decorated with rhinestones. Specially designed by Indonesian costume designer, this national costume represents peaceful and beautiful Canada. Miss Grand Canada. Miss Grand Chile. Based on the dance costume of celebration in honor of the Virgin of Carmen, the tune show adored with feathers, turbans, loose hair, and devotion to their patron saint. Miss Grand Chile. Miss Grand China. Long Hao, Dragon Empress. Inspired by the elements of the legendary dragon and ancient Chinese Hanfu dress. Miss China's costume was designed by famous Indonesian designer to demonstrate the history and culture of China. The dragon, being one of China's most significant symbol, is used as the main elements to symbolize power, luck, and joy. The secondary element, Hanfu, is a type of traditional dress worn by powerful Chinese women during the ancient times, such as the Empress. And by combining the two elements, this costume resembles China's most symbolic traditions and power in women. Miss Grand China. Miss Grand Colombia. From Coffee Land's par excellence of emeralds and beautiful women, the costume made in a contemporary design gives life to a campana skirt that represents the diversity of Colombia, proud of its flowers and nature that enriches their land. The saddle parade is a tradition of the peasants who are dedicated to cultivating flowers, and she carried them on her back with honor. Millions of flowers from her country travel the world, such as the orchid, their national flower. All these beauty together will make a single land bloom with, they will say, no to war. Miss Grand Colombia. Miss Grand Costa Rica, Goddess of Peace. Her costume represents the white color of peace that symbolizes the brotherhood and the banner of Costa Rica. The feather represents their ancestors who left their mark of harmony that they as human beings should have with nature. Villages of the world, it's time to live in peace and in balance with nature. Miss Grand Costa Rica. Miss Grand Crimea. A griffin, a winged lion with an eagle's head, is a mythological creature, a symbol of the ancient cities of Chersonesus and Pentarcapium, and in later times, the cities of Sevastopol and Kerch. Since ancient times, protective properties have been attributed to the griffin. On the coat of arms of Crimea, he is depicted as a symbol of the guardian and defender. Miss Grand Crimea. Miss Grand Cuba. Her costume represents the essence and the flavors of the Cuban culture and their African-Cuban background. Blue, red, and white are the color of their flag. The red stands from the blood spilled with their independence fights. The blue stands for their sky, and the white stands for the purity of their hearts and ideology. But most importantly, this costume represents the freedom of their people from Cuba are fighting for. Today, from this stand, she represents the people from Cuba. She wants to scream with all her heart, Patria e vida freedom, from the people of Cuba. Miss Grand Cuba. Miss Grand Curaçao. With more than 35 acclaimed beaches, crystal clear waters, pristine white sand, and exotic coral reefs, Curaçao is considered a true treasure in the Caribbean. As the goddess of the Caribbean Sea, Canisius Louise has emerged from the ocean to embrace her waves and the soft wind that blows. While she flows, she shares a message of peace and harmony to the world. Let the breeze caress you and she will set you free. Miss Grand Curaçao. Miss Grand Czech Republic. Magical Czech linden tree. Costume designer Craft Explosion. Concept and styling Sam Dulce. The linden tree is the Czech national symbol. A tea is traditionally made from the flowers, which has many medicinal effects that help in the fight against diseases. The linden tree has been attributed a protective power since people believe that it could warn off evil spirits. It was often planted near their home because it was believed that it would not be struck by lightning. This celebrated magical national tree plays almost the main role in the famous Czech opera In the Lantern by Jirasek. Miss Grand Czech Republic. Miss Grand Denmark. Her national costume represents Denmark's national bird, the swan. The graceful swan is a symbol of purity, grandeur, and pride. When the swan is born as a duckling, it is small and most often not considered pretty. But when it blossoms into a large swan, it is seen as a majestic bird. The message of that bird is that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, which is a message that is very close to her and which she finds extremely important. Miss Grand Denmark. Miss Grand Dominican Republic. Las Reinas del Caribe is the volleyball team represented by women in the Dominican Republic. It is a team that in recent years has been undefeated in all its games. For her, sports are extremely important because through them, you forge discipline, and it is a form of protest to the whole world since the aid from the Dominican government for athletes is in danger. Miss Grand Dominican Republic. Miss Grand Ecuador. The national costume takes the phoenix as its main figure. Ecuador and the whole world is resurfacing, reborn from all the chaos left by the pandemic as a result of the COVID-19 virus, and that is still among us. But we are brave, strong, and we are rising from the ashes. Fully handmade, hand-painted, and decorated with stones and crystals in yellow, gold, red, and silver colors. Its body is wrapped in flames. Wings are displayed like phoenix rising from the ashes. Miss Grand Ecuador. Miss Grand El Salvador. El Salvador's national costume is a traditional, colorful concept that represents the faith of Latin America's of Good Friday, which is inspired by the making of carpets during Lent. The Catholics of El Salvador professed their faith through the festival of death and resurrection by creating cultural, multicolored rugs with different types of materials such as salt and sawdust. This national costume is inspired by good. Miss Grand El Salvador. Miss Grand France. A mix of robe à la Française, cut and corset with a layered bicolor tulle skirt and petticoat raiment of Versailles and French can-can. The crown and roses are symbols of royalty with colors of the modern French flag. To past era, where women faced hardships and fought in their own ways of care and path for future generations. It is with this resolve and remembering past wrongdoings that this dress was named as a token of freedom and peace moving forward. Miss Grand France. Miss Grand Germany. The national costume of Miss Grand Germany is inspired by Germanic goddess Freya. It's a goddess associated with love, beauty, fertility, war, gold representing strength in women in such a way. A black bodysuit with gold appliques enhance the beauty of King Kelly Byrne. Miss Grand Germany with matching accessories and high gold boots representing the German culture richness, with wings in the symbolic German colors of gold, red, and black to represent the freedom of the German people. A national costume designed and made by Indonesian designer. Miss Grand Germany. Miss Grand Ghana. This costume is called the Goddess of Unity, inspiration from the beauty of diversity and strength in unity, coming from the country with so many different ethnic groups and tribes with distinct and unique characteristics, values, culture, and language. She serves as embodiment and representation for them all. The kente cloth teaches us that different colors and shapes can come together to form something beautiful, making her the great nation, Ghana. Miss Grand Ghana. Miss Grand Guatemala. Guatemala Viva. Guatemala Viva reflects the Quetzal, the native Mayan bird, taking off from the majestic pyramid of the Great Jaguar, the iconic symbol of the splendorous Mayan city of Tikal, inspired in the true treasures of the deep rainforest. Guatemala Viva rises from the one of the still remaining lungs of the planet and cradle of the most mysterious and ancient civilization of the world, the Mayan Empire. This costume takes us back to the era in which nature showed the grandiosity and we human live along. Miss Grand Guatemala. Miss Grand Haiti. Her national costume was inspired by the two world powers that exist right now. Therefore, on her national costume, there are images of wars and other symbolic images deriving from wars and discrimination. A white satin cape covered with image of the fall of the world, war, famine, discrimination, and having in the middle a sign of peace made by the flags of all countries. A shiny silver satin bodysuit, silver gilded plates, shiny silver boots, a shiny silver mask covered with the white feathers, and the rest of the body covered with paint. Miss Grand Haiti. Miss Grand Honduras. The national costume is a creation of Alberto de Castro, inspired in two of the 9 native tribes of Honduras, the Granifunas and Lenca. Is a combination between cultures, forest and undersea coral reef of Honduras. It is made by recycled material and acrylic, rhinestones, natural stones. Miss Grand Honduras. Miss Grand Hong Kong. The national costume is called Bone Chine. This refreshing cape-ho is characterized by the bone china printing, which echoes Chinese culture. As a popular writer, Mei To is promoting modern art with traditional elements. She believes simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. This Chinese cape-ho enhances the streamlined silhouette and project certain oriental terminant. It shows the special culture of Hong Kong. We bring the ingredients of the East and West together, and the chemistry occurs. Miss Grand Hong Kong. Grand India. The national costume is inspired by the national animal of India, tiger. The costume represents the patterns of the tiger body, its splendid carriage and splendious grace. The combination of grace, strength, agility, and enormous power has earned the tiger its pride of place as the national animal of India. Other than utmost power and strength, tiger symbolizes wildlife wealth of India. Tiger is a lethal combination of royalty, elegance, and aspiration that represents the wholesome spirit and soul of India. Miss Grand India. Miss Grand Indonesia. Reog is a uniquely traditional performance dance art comes from Ponorogo, Indonesia that serves as folk entertainment, contains magical elements. The rich symbolism of the Reog Ponorogo can also be seen in the character of Singa Barong, a fearsome lion monster with peacock feathers on its head. The lion is supposed to represent the Majapahit king, while the feathers his queen as Reog tells the story about the struggle of a prince who will propose to a beautiful princess named the mystical art of Reog. Miss Grand Indonesia. Miss Grand Ireland. Wearing the Tipperary Kimoji team colors, blue jerseys with the horizontal gold bar across the center, along with white shorts and blue socks. The Tipperary crest features the rock of Cashel prominently, with the two cross harness and the football below. Kimoji is an Irish stick-a-ball team sport played by women. It is the female version of hurling. It all begins in the early 1900s when women talk about wanting to learn the sport in order to distinguish themselves from hurling, which was only practiced by men. Women called their game Kimoji, now played by 100,000 women in Ireland and worldwide, largely among Irish communities. Miss Grand Ireland. Miss Grand Italy. The concept of this dress would be more aimed at the Mediterranean diet, given that the Mediterranean diet is based on the three colors. That is a nutritional model inspired by typical diet of the populations of southern Italy, overlooking a Mediterranean basin sharing the internationality and beauty that makes Italy unique in its style, pizza, and dry pasta as a diet, which have made Italy the spokesperson for beauty, health, style, fashion, and the glamour of healthy lifestyle transmitted by the Mediterranean women of the world. Miss Grand Italy. Miss Grand Jamaica. Costume story many years ago when sugar was the crash crop of kings. Burlap bags were used all over Jamaica to store tons of sugar on plantations. The enslaved women during those times were well known to wear a reddish, lightweight fabric called bandana. The headdress is a traditional hand-woven basket that's made from coconut leaves and dried bamboo. This costume represents a history of women who fought for their freedom, hence it's a symbol of power and liberty. Miss Grand Jamaica. Miss Grand Japan. This costume is inspired by the crane, which is one of the symbols of birds in Japan, and also from the Japanese origami culture. The black color gives the meaning of darkness and the damage of war. The white color symbolizes peace and purity. The pink expresses love and affection. In the performance, the crane bird will be born from the egg, and it shows that the importance of connecting life. She hopes her costume will deliver the message of peace with Japanese culture. Miss Grand Japan. Miss Grand Korea. The design is a court dress worn during the Joseon dynasty in Korea. Yellow clothes have been worn since the Korean Empire. It is a hairstyle worn by the queen or crown princess when she wears robes and has a dignifying appearance or appearance. Miss Grand Korea. Miss Grand Laos. Ma Yi Kwan Ơi. It is inspired by the ceremony of Basi Su Kwan. Is invisible, blessed, which gives pure spiritual to everyone. It is an exquisite Laos traditional that shows the preparation of our traditional ceremonies since ancient times until present. The mark bang is the main element in the ceremony, symbolizes the abundance fertility. The pure white cotton for bracelets, perfect boiled eggs, and finish with a toasted of Lao Khao, Laos whiskey, which brew from Laos sticky rice. Miss Grand Laos. Miss Grand Malaysia. Malayan Tiger Story. This national costume is the national animal of Malaysia, Malayan tiger, or commonly known as Harimau Malaya. It symbolizes bravery and strength among Malaysians to bring about power, energy, protection, and illumination of the people. It is a national icon of Malaysia and can be seen everywhere, from Malaysia's coat of arms, national athletes, to the emblems of government, private institutions. By incorporating the tiger meaning into our lives, Malaysia conjures its spirit of being a strong nation. Miss Grand Malaysia. Miss Grand Mauritius. The dodo is a significance of hope and resurrection, as it is one of the most renowned extinct creatures due to its symbol of resilience. Its extinction is less than a century after its discovery, through to light the question of human engagement in the extinction of the entire species. The dodo serves as vivid reminders of what may follow when mankind violate nature's delicate balance. For better or worse, the imprint of the dodo stands as a lesson for the present and a warning for the future of humanity's interaction with the planet and its species. Miss Grand Mauritius. Miss Grand Mexico. The typical attire is inspired by the ritual of Totonac culture, being one of the dances that, due to the great part of the mystery, mysticism, and beauty that frames the ceremony, is directed to invoke the god of rain and fertility, crowning the suit 5 line, 4 representing the 4 elements: water, earth, fire, air, and the 5th represents the sun. Thus, her clothing is made up of red shorts that symbolizes blood, and mantillas, the last quarters and first quarters. Her white blouse represents purity. The headdress with ribbons of different colors as a symbol of the rainbow. The plume is decorated with mirrors that manifest the stars of the universe and the moon that reflects the sun. Mexican tradition that, due to its demonstrations and admiration, is catalogued as a living and ancient culture wealth of Mexico. Miss Grand Mexico. Miss Grand Mongolia. Northern Mongolian princess. Her national costume was inspired by the image of Nawanlov Sangin, the last official queen consort of Mongolia. who was executed in May 1938 during the repression in Mongolia, which resulted in the massacre of a huge number of the population. The image of the Mongolian queen was inspired by the director of the film Star Wars, George Lucas. Therefore, the prototype of Queen Amidala was the last queen of Mongolia, Nawarnlov Sangin. The film features the passerby, the costumes, and the fate of the queens. Miss Grand Mongolia. Miss Grand Mozambique. The Mapiko dance is always linked to male initiation rites and is the most important dance of the Makondes. It uses masks with the same name. This dance is very important in the lives of the Makondes of Mozambique, with an aura of mystery and secrecy surrounding the preparation of the mask and the dance itself. For example, it is important that the identity of the dancer is not known. For the dance, a young man masquerades as a man or an animal wearing clothes and wearing a Mapiko mask on his head. There are several steps that the dancers performs, always in tune with the music of the drums, presenting a kind of theatrical staging, which enchants and entertains all who watch. After an ecstasy of activity on the part of the dancer, an enactment of chase and escape ensues between the dancer and a group of villagers. Miss Grand Mozambique. Miss Grand Myanmar. Queen of Myanmar. Myanmar is a country with a very unique culture and there are many ethnicities. This is a dress that symbolizes Myanmar perfectly. The first set was made into Burmese puppet set and presented with a puppet dance. And there is another set, the Queen of Myanmar, that gathers everything about Myanmar in this set, decorated with crystals, creating a beautiful shimmer to make everyone to see the beautiful of ethnic culture. Miss Grand Myanmar. Miss Grand Nepal. Danfei, highlighting the untapped potential of younger generations. This Danfei costumes has been put together by creative youths in Nepal using locally available resources, featuring the majestic Danfei, the national bird of Nepal, a symbol of peace, beauty, and harmony. Nepal believes the vibrant colors of the Danfei reflects the unity of the multi-ethnic, multilingual, and multicultural diversity in the nation. The hand-painted cape attempts to embody life in mountains, where the Danfei originates, with glimpses of Buddhist tupa and cattle gazing. The Danfei welcomes happiness by extending wings and dancing to the rhythm of nature. Poaching has left Danfei endangered. Miss Grand Nepal. Miss Grand Netherlands. We are one, worn by the Netherlands. It seems like the world is falling into pieces, like broken pottery and cannot be fixed. But we can reuse the broken pieces for new creations. Bring artists together and new purposes can be created. We are one. Created by Dutch-Indonesian designer and Dutch artist. The dress which completes this national costume is by Bali-based designer. Try to spot the sparkles of hope for a new future as one. Miss Grand Netherlands. Miss Grand Nicaragua. The design is a tribute to the passion and love that Nicaraguans have for baseball, which is born from the streets, neighborhoods, stadiums, and in the big leagues. This suit is an inspiration from the official uniform of the national baseball team, which results in an original, handcraft, and fanciful design that reflects the great achievements that have been proudly worn both nationally and internationally, with representative elements of this sport that complement it as part of its aesthetics. Miss Grand Nicaragua, Miss Grand Nigeria, Oya and Ola. The warrior goddess costume is inspired by the strength that the Africans see and feel spiritually in the Nigerian goddess, which are the two strongest goddesses of fertility, virility, and morality, both from the southwestern and southeastern part of Nigeria. The costume is a combo of an ensemble of different colors of leather, feathers, mesmerizing beads, detailed mermaid-inspired and arranged feathers on the headgear, wristbands, ankle band, thigh band, hand embellishment with cowries, feathers, beads, and accessorized short asymmetrical front and flowing trail leather back skirt. Miss Grand Nigeria, Miss Grand Pakistan, created by Indonesian designer. Miss Grand Pakistan's costume, South Asian goddess, is a testament to the empowered woman who uses her voice to represent the voiceless under any hardship. Miss Grand Pakistan, her national costume represents her unique feminine power of using her voice through music so that all women are heard, raising awareness for marginalized population in educational and medical communities through her non-profit Music for MIRACLE, which is an acronym for Music Inspires, Reaches, Accepts, and Captures Equally. Miss Grand Pakistan, Miss Grand Panama, the gold of the hills burns. The volcanic massif is the inspiration for this fantasy. El Oro de Cerro Quema, guardian of its treasures. Mother Nature takes the form of a woman with a fine selection of materials, an infinity of Swarovski's crystals in the form of tears, dressed in gold with 16 flower-shaped brooches, meters of braids, and beads and crystal in golden tones cover the gold place entirely by hand. Miss Grand Panama, Miss Grand Paraguay, inspired by the First Lady of Paraguay in times of war in 1970 against Argentina, Brazil, and Uruguay. Wife of the national hero and President Mariscal Lopez until his death, who was an important reference of the Paraguayan society of that time. Miss Grand Paraguay, Miss Grand Peru. The golden bird comes from the Mochica culture. It has a mythological significance and was believed it had supernatural powers. The story says that the sun would reflect as the bird spread its wings and would bring good fortune to those who gaze at its flight. This golden creation is made with recycled materials, and it represents the richness of the Incas culture and the freedom of the Peruvian people. Miss Grand Peru. Miss Grand Philippines. First Queen, Unang Reina. The first queen was created to honor the legacy of Pura Villanueva Calao, who used her fame to fight for women's rights and become a feminist pioneer, leading the campaign for women's suffrage in the Philippines. It also introduces contemporary audiences to the original Pinay beauty queen, who created a new prototype for the modern Filipina. It was a set of diverse elements that was part of her journey to be the first queen of the Philippines, as she won the Manila Carnival Queen, Queen of the Orient in 1908. Miss Grand Philippines. Miss Grand Poland. The Miss Grand Poland 2022 national costume is inspired by the traditional regional Highlander costume. This costume is popular in the south of the country. It is a two-piece long red dress. It is decorated with material with Highlander patterns and flowers. The outfit is complemented by accessories and jewelry made of red beads, which also appear in the regional costumes. It is a modern version of the traditional folk costume prepared especially for the Miss Grand International. Miss Grand Poland. Miss Grand Portugal. The national costume is all about the Tagus Memphis, called Tajids, and popularized by our greatest poet and father of the Portuguese language, Luís Vaz de Camões, our Portuguese Shakespeare. He wrote the national epic Os Lusíadas back in the 16th century, when these mythological creatures living in the Tagus River would inspire him to write down the biggest achievements of the Portuguese people regarding the conquest of African colonies and some in Asia. Camões asked the Memphis for protection and strength. 450 years later, they're protecting her. Therefore, she's wearing this reference to them. Miss Grand Portugal. Miss Grand Puerto Rico. El Junqui is one of the smallest forests in the national forest system that has more biodiversity than any other forest and is considered one of the few natural wonders of the world. The flamboyant tree, recreated in this dress, is celebrated as a major iconic image of Puerto Rico. The Puerto Rican parrot is one of the fauna that inhabits the forest, which is unique to the archipelago. Our small coqui is a very popular creature throughout the island. When Puerto Ricans want to express their nationality, they say, "I'm from here like a coqui." Miss Grand Puerto Rico. Miss Grand Russia. Luxurious and graceful. In her image, the participant captured a gold sparkling beauty. White is the color of trust, purity, sincerity. The light tones of the costume embody all the beauty of nature and the Siberian forests, the air ringing in silence and incredible icy landscapes. But even the most persistent ice can be melted by our participant with her radiant smile. Miss Grand Russia. Miss Grand Singapore. The Singapore skyline. As Singapore commemorates the Merlion Golden Jubilee this year, the Singapore skyline sits along the famous Singapore River that carries emblems of folk tales like the Merlion and statues that pays tributes to immigrants and coolies who contributes to Singapore's success. Alongside its historical conservation is the futuristic Marina Bay Sands, the skyscraping Singapore Flyer, and the pioneering Gardens by the Bay. It is a testament to Singapore's rapid modernization, adaptability, and a celebration of harmony and culture. This truly is home, where the river always flows. Miss Grand Singapore. Miss Grand South Africa. The King Protea is South Africa's national flower. Team South Africa wears the Protea, which represents diversity. South Africa is known as the Rainbow Nation. We have 11 official languages, many different cultures and religions. We stand for transformation, courage, and adaptability. We, as South Africans, stand together to overcome hardship and all challenges that we face. We have individuality. The Protea will always catch your eye, whether it stands alone or even surrounded by roses. Even though we are one nation, one team, we are still our own individual person. Miss Grand South Africa. Miss Grand Spain. The Drag Queen Gala is one of the most well-known spectacular shows of the Canarian Carnival, where the fantasy of the costumes is mixed with the talent of the dance. She brings you the presence of her land, the Canary Islands. Miss Grand Spain. Grand Sri Lanka. From a long-hailed history of 2,000 years that consists of pride and virtue, red with a touch of violence from a golden flame, her costume carries the Sri Lankan traditions. Worshipped from all three worlds with virtues of royalty, she wears the crown that bears the tooth of a Buddhist god. Engulfed and wrapped around by a snake god, she wears the crown that is beacon of light of all its seekers. The cultural norms of a snake tribe and a demon tribe combined together. Immorality shows it throughout the cosmos, from this planet to the universe. Miss Grand Sri Lanka. Grand Thailand. Hanuman Thai Boxing. Muay Lop Buli is the art of magical fighting, full of charm with gestures, elegant style, but it hides aggression, intelligence, and power behind the story. The designer has chosen to broadcast to this Thai national costume through Thai boxing dance, with Khon as a medium for disseminating the integration of science and art of Thai culture from the past to the present, as well as speaking up. Hanuman, a character that is related to Muay Lop Buli, as a strategy in presenting the national costume creatively to the eyes of the world. Miss Grand Thailand. Miss Grand Turkey. The name of the national costume is Belly Dancing Queen. It represents the typical dance of Turkish and Arabian women. The costume is purple with a long skirt and veil. Miss Grand Turkey. blossoming tales. Her national costume is a symbol of blossoming tales of unity and empowerment of women, plus the world to embrace diversity, strong work ethic, professionalism, and above all, fight wars of domestic violence that are rampant not only in her country, Uganda, but the entire world. It's an epitome of spreading your wings super high to fly and take up spaces in arenas where women's voices haven't been heard before. Together, as a force worldwide, we blossom and tell tales of unity and harmony. Miss Grand Uganda. Miss Grand Ukraine. Freedom, purity, and protection. Blues iris on energizing yellow dress. This national colors completely means unconquerable spirit of the Ukraine people. Miss Grand Ukraine. United Kingdom. 150 years at the Royal Albert Hall. Inspired by the famous British monuments Grace and Beauty, the United Kingdom wears the Royal Albert Hall with pride, celebrating its 150 years anniversary. In addition to Queen Elizabeth II's treasured and protected royal animal, this iconic venue in British history is home to hosting the Royal Ballet, classical composers, live TV, and much more. Miss Grand United Kingdom. Miss Grand United States of America. Happiest place on earth, where all are welcome. Disney represents joy and dreams for people all over the world. Disney is owned by and originated in the United States of America. Tinkerbell is the light that flies over the Disney castle and has in the intro of every Disney film for over 67 years now. The United States hopes to bring by providing a happy and welcoming space to all people in all countries. May the magic of Disney encourage peace and touch your heart in the form of youth that is inside all of us. Miss Grand United States of America. Miss Grand Venezuela. From the workshop of the Venezuelan designer, a majestic fantasy costume called Liki Liki, the jewel of Venezuela, is presented. A jacket that from the cut and the waist unfold a beautiful bell-cut skirt simulating our plain Llanera skirt due to its width, and tight pants to the body, stylizing the silhouette of our queen. It is made of butter-colored silk, cyberline, and crepe purse dress. The upper part embroidered with a beautiful gold work by George Whittles, and its lower part embroidered with thousands of silver crystals, complemented by a hat and a whip that match the true jewel that represents this typical costume. Miss Grand Venezuela. Miss Grand Vietnam. The costume, bamboo paper, is inspired by art painting from Hue in central Vietnam, which using paper pressure on bamboo paper to create a sophisticated masterpiece. The harmonious combination between traditional materials and modern art has made bamboo paper become popular, Thanks to its proximity to folklore, meticulous processing, creative but also novel, the artist helped the paper escape from its status as a background, becoming an independent artwork, along with using bamboo images, a symbol of the indomitable will of Vietnamese people. Miss Grand Vietnam.
Been incredible. I think this might be the best national costume competition we've ever had. So we'd love to thank our sponsors. A special thank you to MS Glow, Nang Nang Brand, the MGI Fashion and Accessories, Miss Grand Perfume, JNA, Vibe Liquors and Spirits, City Vision, Ivan Gunawan Cosmetics, Yeti Gold, Dr. Gigi Tevia, Herwell, Ichantiques, Sroja, Deluz Perfume, and the venue for all the events, Sentul International Convention Center. I would love to remind you that you can help your favorite contestant get closer to the ground and go straight to the top 10 on the final night by voting on www.missgrandinternational.com. Please support your favorite queen. And we will have our preliminary competition on October 22nd, 7 p.m. Jakarta time. And Miss Grand International 2022 Grand Final Show will be held on October 25th at 7 p.m. Jakarta time. You can still buy the tickets at our official ticketing partner, ticket.com. Those two events are also being held here at the SICC. You can watch all of our shows live on Grand TV YouTube channel. And don't forget to follow us and add your push notifications on all social media so you won't miss any of the Miss Grand International 2022 10th anniversary. Thank you all for watching us today. We are Grand, the one and only.